quite
to
sure.
rook f8.
Yeah, I guess the idea is just to return to g5 if the rook goes somewhere.
Right.
But yeah, Richard says don't really have to defend it. Goes g8, bishop g4, queen d5, and just spends a quiet tempo taking the knight. Rook on d1 is still hanging. We have all these pawns for the exchange. HG will also become something to consider. I quite like what he's doing. I don't know if the machine likes what he's doing, but I very much like it optically.
It's very, very nice to be capturing all of these pawns. I'm sure Wesley is feeling the heat at the moment. Queen d5, I can't leverage that into anything.
3 minutes
Queen
against
e8.
4.5 as well. Yeah.
I mean, I'm desperately, looking at sacrifices on the d4 square, but
not even close, right?
Not even close. Rook d3 is a step. No, he's reaching for his bishop.
He wants to go with his bishop d4 and rook b7, I guess, with like rook h7 mate threats.
Exactly, and he's thinking, look, I got no choice. I've got no choice.
He took back quickly with the pawn.
Rook b7. He has bishop e6. I think this is what he wants. Question mark. No, I don't know.
I got to play rook b7. Let's have a look. He's done it.
Maybe he just wants to play bishop takes d1 and say I have
a
bunch of pieces.
you have a gaggle of pieces. And queen
queen
e6.
Whoa, that's clever. Queen g5. Is there a threat?
Rook
h7,
rook
bishop
h7 check.
Yeah, queen e6, clever move, lost the game.
No.
Yeah, there's
queen g5, rook h7.
There's no defense.
And bishop f5 is Wesley. Whoa, you see, Richard's played a wonderful game, he really has. But one fast move can destroy
bishop
your
d7
best
was
efforts.
Simply bishop d7.
Simply cover the...
Block the
rank. The rank.
But he played queen e6, queen g... And what's the clock situation?
2 minutes 52 for Wesley with plenty of time. Ooh. And Richie down to 4.
Oh.
And there's nothing.
It's done.
I mean, the engine says you have to play queen g8 and the game kind of continues. The problem is that the attack will play itself because you go rook c1, rook c8, and rook c1, rook c1, rook c8, rook c1, rook c7.
Rook c7.
Yeah.
So you're saying queen g8 is necessary to stop the rook from landing on h7.
Well, what else do you play at this point?
He played queen e5, which I think just straight up loses to rook h7, bishop f5, and rook takes h6, I thought.
Well, no, it's just, you got it, bishop g7, right, okay. Queen e5 on the board, I follow you, Peter.
So we give a check. Sadly for us, bishop f7 is not mate.
No,
it's very beautiful, but it's not mate. Yeah, so we play bishop f5, bishop g7, and I think we just take on h6 here, and we're now in exchange up, and the attack continues.
Good enough.
Beatings will continue until the morale
improves.
Yes.
It's one of my favorites.
And I'm assuming queen d8 is not stronger.
I'm just amazed that, you almost feel like you start to harvest everything with the tempo.
Yeah.
It does feel like queen
d8 straight away, which is apparently +8. Yeah.
Yeah, plus it's actually stronger.
+8.
+8. Yeah. Queen d8 now without the check.
Exactly. You're just hitting the bishop.
It just ends the game
because you can't defend. Yeah. Queen g7 the only way not to get mated straight away, and now we're queen down, and
now we got the
beatings will continue.
But morale, not improve.
Not sure about the morale, but beatings definitely will continue. Rook c1 played.
I was about to say, now this rook that has been hanging for the better part of 5, 6, 7 moves suddenly makes a grand entrance.
There's the thing about these sharp positions, right? They can change so quickly.
Yeah, and I've been kind of itching to reintroduce this quote for a number of days because positions keep on showing up, which make it relevant. There was a very interesting quote when Magnus was talking about his match against Fabi.
Yes.
And specifically the choice of playing the Sveshnikov on the black side, that particular Sveshnikov after 95, the very sharp positions, which are very risky for black. If you analyze them with the engine, you will very quickly come to the conclusion that you're fighting for equality and it's unclear if you have it.
Right.
But he said, basically, we came to the conclusion that those positions are very interesting to play and would be good for a match because if it goes well for us, we give mate.
Exactly.
And if it goes well for Fabi, he wins a pawn on the queen's side. And it's just
and
so
that's a technically good position.
And the pressure of sort of the stakes makes it a lot easier to play for the side that is playing to win the game as opposed to make
Yeah.
make incremental progress on the other side of the board. And we're watching this here as well, because like White's position is in ruins,
Yes.
but it's completely irrelevant because he will give mate on the other side of the board.
Ah, that's the connection
Yeah.
there. Maydan's the game, you know. I mean, it's still that's
It's just
the way
so much easier to play when your goal is the ultimate goal, and
Right,
your
I
opponent
mean-
also knows that.
Yeah, Richie's got the pass pawn that's going to make a queen. I've got your king.
Yep.
And rook, bishop e8. Was that necessary? At first I thought rook c7 was winning.
I mean, that's
Probably was, yeah, I think it was.
It's
Rook
all right.
c7, king c6, queen f8, I think
It's
is
a-
mate,
it's
but
all
bishop
right.
e8 is also completely winning.
I mean, it hits the rook on a4.
Yeah, among other things.
Oh, I
among
forgot
other things.
about that. I really did. I really, shame on me. I mean, I'm looking for pawns. You're fishing for rooks. I mean, come on.
What are these things? What are these rook things you mentioned?
The rookies. Oh, nice. Okay, guys, this looks like it's done and dusted.
Yeah, it's done and dusted. I mean, Wesley will win this one easy. Meanwhile,
Let's go back to